I was like, oh my God, it's so painful, it's so uncomfortable, but she couldn't even move her hand. The doctor said, oh, the baby is distressed. And now again, it was an emergency.
It's an emergency case. Everything is changing. People are running up and down. It's like crazy.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Bonnie's family. Real life, real experiences, family things. Enjoy. If you're new here, kindly click that subscribe button. It's that red button down here. Click it, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you so much for our subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. Mwah! We love you. In this episode, I'll be sharing my labor and birth experience in the hands of a midwife from hell. So my journey began in 2013. I got pregnant. That was my first pregnancy, and we were so excited with my husband. So the journey was quite smooth. The pregnancy was good until the due date, until when I neared the due date. Yeah, and so when I went to the midwife at the 40th week, the midwife checked me, and my pregnancy was still up there, my baby was still up there, my baby had not dropped. And so she told me we're going to wait for a further, like I think 3 to 4 days. I went again for another appointment, and it was still the same. And so I was booked for an induction. And so we waited and we hoped everything is gonna be fine. And remember, as I said earlier, the pregnancy was all good. I was so excited. I'm going to have a water delivery. Oh my God, I was so excited. Oh my God, I'm going to deliver my baby in the water.
I mean, I wish you could have seen my the face of my wife. I mean, she was so excited when the midwife was like, how do you want to deliver your baby? And she went choosing, and she's like, I want to deliver through water birth. And I was so excited. I mean, I couldn't have waited to see my wife deliver inside the water.
And now here the baby, it's past the due date. The baby, it's, you know, the baby is still up there. The baby has not dropped. We went for this induction, and actually I did quite a lot of research then. By the time it was the 40th week of the due date, so I had done quite a lot of research. How can you induce labor, make your labor to start? So I could read some websites or Google. In short, you need to have curry, you need to walk on the curb, and I had done all of that. I ate a lot of spicy food, and you know what, I don't like spicy food, but because I really wanted to have a normal delivery, I tried everything. I tried to eat curry, I tried to eat spicy food. With my husband, we used to go for walks and walks and walks, and used to walk on the curb, but nothing happened.
You know, it's the first pregnancy, and you're all looking and you're googling and to see what's happening, you know. And my wife was just googling, and she's like, okay babe, I've just found if you want to deliver, you know, normal delivery, you have to walk you know, one leg over the curb. And I mean, I wish you could have seen us in the street walking. My wife is one leg is over the curb, you know, and people would think, what's wrong with this pregnant woman with the husband walking with the one leg over the curb? And another thing she checked was about spicy food. When you eat hot food, like, it will help you. It's going to help you induce the labor, and you know, all these things you Google and you have to do. And you know, for me, I was making the food and I was making sure it is hot. I mean hot. I love hot food, so it wasn't something to bother me. But for her, my wife, she doesn't like hot food. But this time round, she made sure she ate. I mean, you can do anything. When you want something, she had to go extra mile to eat hot food.
So here we are, 2 weeks later. The baby hasn't come yet, and actually my pregnancy was still up there. I remember an appointment we had gone, and another lady was like, oh my God, when are you due? I was like, I'm due any minute from now. And she was like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but your pregnancy is still up there, your baby is still up there, she hasn't dropped yet. And so here the day come, and to go for the induction. We are so excited with my hubby. We packed everything, we packed our bags. So we went on the first day. I was induced. And when I was induced, everything went well. Everything went well, and so we slept in the hospital, and my husband was just by my side the whole night. I think it's the pre-labor ward, and so we slept there the whole night. And now in the morning, remember about I have mentioned about walking on the camp. So now the following day, we wake up early in the morning, we have our breakfast, and now we start again going outside now, for a walk outside the hospital, and we'll walk on the camp. We will walk and walk, just at least to try and make my baby to drop, so that at least the labor can start and I can be able to deliver my baby. So here in the evening, and I'm due for the second dose of the induction, and that's where my struggles began. And so this midwife comes, a different midwife, and just by the look of her, just looking at her face, oh my God, there was just something weird about her. I know she's here. She's like, how many days have you been here? We were here yesterday. And she's like, do you know the reason why you're not you're not giving birth? Women are coming in, they're leaving you here. It's because you're a lazy woman. It's like, what?
I couldn't believe. I mean, midwife? Is that being professional? Telling my wife that she's lazy? Come on.
And that wasn't enough. She said, you young girls, your work is just to come here and play everything cute. You think this baby is gonna come if your work is just to sleep, the whole day on this hospital bed. And I was like, oh my God, we have been walking. And so actually she told us, we need to go to the bathroom, and when you go to the shower, put the shower on and you dance in the shower.
I mean, as if it was not enough. And she says, you know what? Have you taken shower? You need to go and take a dancing shower. I was like, what do you mean? You need to go and shower while you are dancing? What?
Wow, the drama begins. So here we are, my husband and I, straight to the bathroom. We start having that shower. We dance in the shower. You dance, I dance, and I'm telling you, I danced in the shower. Nothing happened. And so now in the evening, she came, and she was the one in charge of inducing me the second dose of the induction. Oh my word, the experience was out of this world. I know when I talk about induction, if you have gone through that as a woman during delivery, you know what I mean. I was like, oh my God, it's so painful, it's so uncomfortable, but she couldn't even move her hand. The look on her face, midwife from hell. The look on her face, but the experience, my God, I felt pain. It was so painful. And so after that, so we have to wait for the whatever the medication to start working. And here we are. So the midwife goes, and here we are just relaxing with my husband. All of a sudden, no, I think we went and we took a ball, like all these the big balls. I know we started now bouncing on the balls because we were working so hard. Actually, I was working so hard because I was so tired. Actually, my baby was so big and I was so tired. I really wanted to give birth normally. And so a midwife coming in and starts accusing me, you are lazy, you need to go to the bathroom. I felt so bad because we had tried our level best. I had tried my level best. And so here we are bouncing the ball with my hubby. And I thank God for my husband. He's such a supporting man. And all of a sudden, I started shaking. My God, my body was cold. I started shivering. I was like, oh my God, what is not happening? So my husband went out and called the nurse and the doctors came in. I was like, no, we are dealing with an emergency.
Wow, this time round, they have induced her for the second time, and something happens and she starts shivering. I'm like, what's not happening? And I'm so scared. So I ran so quickly to call the midwife.
So here I am. I was rushed to the labor ward. And so I was put on drip because it was a case of an emergency. But deep inside, I was so happy. Finally, I'm in the labor ward, because it was like being in the labor ward, and you know, like hearing that you're going to the labor ward. It was like, oh my God, this is gold. This is the moment I've been waiting for. So here I am. I was put on drip, and I thank God for my mother-in-law. She was there with me in the labor ward, and you know, they had task for my baby and for my mother-in-law was to cover me and to uncover me. 1 minute I'm hot, the other minute I'm cold. 1 minute, and here remember, I am shaking. And so after a few hours, they were able to calm me down, because they said like I got an infection. I got a urine infection, of which I suspect is because of that woman. The way like she was pulling the stuff, the midwife again, the way she was pulling the stuff inside of me. And so now I'm here, and now it was like going through the epidural. And you know, when you're pregnant, they start telling you about all the side effects of epidural. You need not to move, you need to be like this, it can be like this, it can be like this. So I'm all still, and remember I'm shaking, but I'm trying myself not to shake. And so I had the first epidural. My other experience began here. So here I was with the epidural. And now, because I had this they could call the artificial labor, because I really wanted like for my labor to start, because now the induction is not working, and now here I have the artificial labor. So first of all, I had to be on epidural so that I don't feel the pain. And so this epidural, nobody realized it didn't work. And you know what? The midwives never checked whether the epidural was successful. And here I'm on artificial labor, and they are increasing the drip, and I'm in pain. Oh my God, I will say I'm feeling the pain. The pain is too much. Excruciating pain is what I was going through at that moment. Another midwife came, another midwife from her, and this midwife was like, you young girls, women go through this experience. You are saying you are in pain and you have epidural, huh? I was like, not again. But I thank God for one of the midwives. One midwife said, let us check whether the epidural worked. And she said, okay, we are going to spray water on your feet, and if you feel pain, the epidural has not worked. So they did that. They sprayed water, and I could feel the coldness of the water. And that's when they realized the epidural did not work.
I mean, this is an experience I wouldn't have liked anyone to go through, even not to see my wife going through. And thank God my mama was there, and she was so supportive. And actually Dad was also waiting on the other side, because all of us, this is the first baby, and we're all excited, so we couldn't have waited. I mean, my wife is going through pain, and you know, with epidural, you don't expect to be feeling pain, but for her, she's like, I'm in pain, and the midwife is like, no, you know, you are pretending.
So the consultant was called, and he came in and he checked the epidural, and was like, oh my God, the connection wasn't right. One of the pipe was out, so the entire pain from the drip, remember it's the artificial labor, I could feel it firsthand. It was, you know, it was painful. And so now I had to go through the second epidural. And so by the grace of God, I managed to go the second epidural, and this time they checked. Wow, the epidural was working. And so we stayed in there, fast forward another like 8 hours, still my baby was not there. Actually, I was not even dilating. My queen, because her name is Queen Mercy, she was just relaxing in there. She wasn't in a hurry at all to come. So after a few hours, again, because I was still like shaking, and they didn't want to take me to emergency. So I was like, oh my God, I am so tired. I remember I told one of the doctors, I am so tired. I need this baby out. I want this baby out. I don't care how, but now I can't wait anymore, because now my body was like starting to shut down. And one of the doctors said, we need first to check the baby. And my baby was injected, her head from the womb, they injected to check how the baby is faring. And so the doctor said, the baby is distressed. And now again, it was an emergency. My baby is distressed, I am distressed, I am in pain, and all this, the experience that I've gone through, and we were rushed to the emergency.
I mean, again, the whole story is changing now, and the doctors come and they say the baby is so distressed. It's an emergency case. Everything is changing. People are running up and down. It's like crazy. The whole, the whole world. Midwife are there running. Doctors are running, and they're telling me, "You got to stay here. We are taking your wife so quickly." And my mother is so worried as well, because everything now is running helter skelter.
So at that moment, I felt like I am going to die. I felt like, oh my God, this is way too much. So at that moment, I felt like I'm going to die. And I believe, was it not for prayers? Because before that, we had prayed for the pregnancy, we had prayed for the delivery. Actually, we had prayed for all the doctors, we had prayed for all the nurses. So we knew this one was just testing the waters. It is because of prayer. And that's why we advised couples. It is very, very important, especially for you, for your husband. If you're not married, even for yourself, lay your hands on your womb, on your pregnancy, and you need to prophesy, you need to speak, because out there are midwives from hell, there are doctors from hell, and you need to pray, because at that moment I thought I am going to die.